Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new episode of Minecraft here on our Let's Play. In our last episode, we built up this beautiful bridge here across this large opening in the river that kind of leads from our starter base down into this little valley. So today I want to start here right at the edge of this road. I want to continue placing this road all the way up around here, up through the mountains and off to the distance where we have a little village that I want to get to. But first, obviously, we need to lay the road to get there. And yeah, we have to get through this mountain range. So it's going to be a little bit. We only have a couple of stacks of coarse dirt on us right at the moment. So we're going to see how far we can get while we have a couple of iron shovels. But I also got some other things in store for us today, guys, including this cave and some other things as well. So let's jump into getting this road as far as we can, and then we'll take it from there. Alright, check it out, guys. We have made some progress here. I actually went ahead and made up a couple extra stacks of coarse dirt just to get us up into this spot where we are right now. But this is kind of a funky little curving road, but I like it a lot. We are making progress here, as I said, but I'm trying to get this all the way past this snowy little spot here on this mountainside and onto the other side because we have a nice little cherry blossom biome over there just above a little village. So that's where I'm trying to get to. But for now, I want to turn my attention to this zombie spawner that I found while mining down here when we found all the diamonds. So yeah, guys, check it out. We found a zombie spawner, and as you know, we set up a enchanting table back at our starter base in our last episode. So this is going to be helpful because we need to enchant all of our gear. We have a couple pickaxes. One does have efficiency 2 on it currently, but we need some level 30 enchant, and this guy is going to get us there. I mean, it's a slow process, but it'll get us there, and we need it desperately right now, especially with how the road, how much distance that road continuously needs. Yeah, we're gonna need some diamond shovels to just speed up that process. So I'm gonna dig out the 16 by 16 square. No, I don't think that's right. But we're gonna dig out the square for this zombie spawner, get ourselves situated. Then we're gonna have to dive into the nether, but I think I need more obsidian, so we're gonna have to find a spot where we can get some obsidian. We'll dive into the nether and find some soul sand so that we can make the bubble column for this guy, and then we'll be off to the races. So let's get this dug out and I'll bring you guys right back. Okay, here she is. So we have it all cleared out and everything. I just need to put the little bit of water sources in these corners to flush them down into this tube. This tube already has all the water in it. We just need to get the soul sand so we can create the bubble column. And then close this in, obviously, so that they're only spawning inside of there. And then we have our little kill chamber over here. It needs a little bit more work. I just don't have the materials on me at the moment. But yeah, this is all set. So we just need to grab some obsidian to create a temporary nether portal to go get some soul sand. Hopefully we spawn near some soul sand so we don't have to venture too far into the nether. Maybe I'll make up a shield when we go in there as well so that we don't get ambushed. And I'll also make up probably like a gold helmet or some gold boots or something. But we need to find some obsidian. I do see some lava over here, but there's only going to be a couple sources. I haven't actually found a lava pool, I don't believe. So maybe we can go on the surface and find a lava pool. There's usually some kind of in the forest biomes. You can usually find a small lava source in there. So yeah, maybe that's what we'll do. We'll just grab a bucket of water on our way out of here and see what we can do. And obviously, with mobs still spawning around here, we should probably do some more lighting up just to help our chamber there increase the rates of which they're dropping. I think that'll be a smart idea. And we can probably find some more diamonds as well doing this. So I might just do this a little bit. We have a couple more torches on us. Maybe we find a lava pool, but I don't think we're going to get lucky enough for that, unfortunately. So I'll run off, try to find some lava, and see if we can't make up a temporary nether portal. Alright, just as I expected, we have a little bit of a lava pool over here on the surface, right next door to our starter base. So yeah, as I said, we had a couple of obsidian left over from after making the enchanting table. So we have a couple left over. I'm not exactly sure how many we need anymore. I know it's more than 8, so I'm just gonna collect up pretty much everything that we can. And then yeah, this is a good sized pool too. So I'm just gonna collect up a bunch of this obsidian while we're here. That way we don't have to deal with it later on. And yeah, then we'll just set up a temporary portal, like I said. All right, I think 44 will do for now. This takes way too long. Even with efficiency 2 on our pickaxe here, we're just not getting anywhere. This is taking way too long. But 44 is more than enough. I think we only need 10 of them. I think we only need 10. So this is going to be plenty. I'm just going to set this up behind our base, and we'll jump into the Nether. Okay, so we are ready to light this thing. I'm just going to throw on my gold helmet here. We also got a shield, and I brought my bow. I think I only have 12 arrows. I can't find any more, so I think these are the only arrows that I have currently. So we'll use them sparingly if we need to, but then we also have our flint and steel here. So let's spark this thing up, and let's jump on through to the other side. Wish me luck. Okay, so we have some fire here right away. Oh, perfect. Yeah, right next door. Oh, this is perfect. We don't even have to do much in here. Awesome. So I'm just gonna grab my shovel and gonna grab up 1 or 2 of these guys before any ghasts or anything show up. Oh, I can hear a ghast too. Okay, yeah, let's just grab up some of this. Just gonna get a little greedy here, I guess. I'm just gonna grab some. Don't mind me, Mr. Skeleton. Ah! Okay. Yep, we're good. Is there anything else I want in here? Do I want these? Do I want these? Nah, I'll leave them. I'll leave them for now. Okay, that's all I wanted. I'm just gonna jump on out of here, get our spawner finished up, and then start gathering some XP so that we can do some enchanting. Okay, so this thing is all set and ready to go. I created a little box for ourselves, put a little door in here, in our little kill chambers right here. I got a couple double chests on me as well that I'm just going to throw right there. We don't have any hoppers just yet. I don't want to use up our iron for a hopper right now, so I'm just going to leave it like that. So we just need to make that torch go away, get up into here, and close up this spot. Actually, don't have any blocks on me at the moment, so I'm just gonna grab a couple from over here, and I'm gonna throw down a torch right there. Now that I see that it's a little bit dark, I don't want I mean, I don't know, this should work. I don't know how well it's gonna work, but I'm hoping it works just fine. So let's punch this torch, and we'll see if anything spawns. Yeah, which we got our first zombie already, so that's good news. Okay, there we go. We got some zombies flowing in, including a baby zombie. Let's throw that right there, and let's get out of this little area. And actually, I'm gonna need to grab those blocks. So hopefully those blocks flow all the way out here. Are they gonna? All right, hold on. We got enough blocks right here. Okay. So we do have zombies flowing, which is good news. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time over here, just AFK, killing some zombies and getting some XP, which is going to be so very nice. Okay, so with 40 levels on us, we should be able to do a fair bit of enchanting. I also made up a grindstone so that we can take the efficiency 2 off of this guy. Might end up in combining these two to get the durability back, but we'll see what we can get for an enchant. I also went ahead and made up a brand new diamond shovel so that we can get some enchantments on that, because our other one is pretty beat up at the moment. So yeah, let's go grab some books that I have over yonder. Got these one here, this one here. I think there's a couple upstairs as well that I want to grab, just in case we need to roll a few enchantments. We can have a couple books with us just to do that. And upstairs we go into our little enchanting area. I'm just gonna put this right here, I guess. So let's check it out. Nice efficiency and unbreaking. That's perfect. That is a perfect shovel for me. That's all I need. Silk touch on it would be obviously, pretty preferable as well. But what do we just get unbreaking 3? Should we try it? Yeah, we have the grindstone. We'll try it. Oh, let's go. Efficiency 4 and fortune 3. Ooh, that's a beautiful pick. That's a beautiful pick. All right, I'm gonna grab protection on the chest piece. That seems like the best. I mean, yeah, some unbreaking and stuff on there. Some thorns maybe would have been nice too, but that's okay. I'll take that. Okay, yeah, let's do a sweeping edge on the sword just to help us out a little bit. Plus knockback and bane. Not great. Knockback's nice. Bane's not great, but that's okay. So that's going to do it for the first round of enchants here. It's not bad. I mean, we got some pretty good ones over here, and I might just combine this to help out our durability on this guy over here, just because, I mean, this is a pretty sweet pickaxe to get us started. So I think that's pretty good. I'm not too upset about that, thankfully. And so yeah, we'll grab some more levels here later on and do some more enchants as well. And now it's time to extend the road. Okay, so we have built the road all the way up into the mouth of the mountains here, where I'm trying to decide, we also have a little bit of a portal over here, but I'm trying to decide how I kind of want to go about the remainder of the road. So as you can see, the terrain's kind of messy through this area, so I'm thinking of kind of leveling off the road across to here and trying to figure out what I want to do with the terrain. So basically what I'm saying is I would extend the road all the way over to here as kind of like a floating road, and then we'd have to build up the terrain to connect to the road, so it'd be kind of floating over the natural terrain. We'll have to build some custom terrain. So changing directions as I kind of plan out the rest of the road here, I want to focus on this corner bit right here, because I'm thinking we could build up a really cool little fort, little castle right here in this corner. I think it's going to look really cool as we kind of come up the hill from this side. As you can see, we have the cherry blossom biome in the distance there. So as you're coming up this hillside and you see that little bit of a fort, little bit of a castle, I think that'd be really cool. And then again, like I said, extending the road to connect to this side over here, kind of building up the edges of the road. I think it's going to be the best. I think that's going to be the best case. So I want to plan out where we're going to put this castle, and yeah, I think that'd be really cool. And then we can go grab materials for it after we kind of get the plan set out. So I start by laying out the perimeter for the main structure, adding a little tower to kind of separate these two larger buildings, and then I go into building what's going to be like our perimeter wall. You can see here I actually start by creating the wall, and then I go back, create a little bit of a gatehouse with two larger towers here, kind of separating it, and then extend out the border wall once more, again kind of deleting what I had already created, and then making a larger tower there, extending the wall out to connect to the secondary building. Alright, so we got the basic shape set out for our castle with two kind of main buildings and a bunch of towers here that we're going to put the gate in this section, and then, yeah, build up the walls around it. So now, it's off to go do some mining and get some blocks that we desperately need. This is a good time for me to kind of talk about the size of these projects and kind of what I'm doing right now, because I kind of go into these things. I have great ideas, right? Like I wanted to build a castle in this episode, but not realizing like I hadn't even enchanted any of my gear yet. So the scale of the project kind of got ahead of me. I kind of fell behind a little bit. So these mining sessions, like I spent 2.5 hours collecting up all these materials, and it was just kind of like a desperate effort to like, all right, let's get it all done now, and that way, like if I have materials left over, that'll help me later on. But yeah, I gotta kind of rein things in a little bit, because yeah, I just didn't realize like the scale of these projects. I'm kind of playing that end game a little bit too early. Okay, so with just a couple of hours of material gathering, we filled up a couple double chests here. So you can see we have a bunch of stone, some cobblestone left over, as well as I grabbed up a bunch of different types of wood. And we have a bunch of deep slate, some tuft in here, some diorite, some more cobblestone. We have a little bit of andesite. We might actually end up having to get a little bit more, but that's okay for now. And we have some more gravel as well. But before we get going on the castle, we need to take care of this cave. As I said in the last episode, I really like these kind of like points of interest just off the road that we're going to be building here. I have a couple ideas for a couple other ones, but we have this beautiful cave here. We actually ended up carving it out in the last episode, so if you missed that, go check it out. But for now, I need to do a complete makeover of this cave, so here we go. And just like that, it is all set. So let's check this thing out. So I wanted to make it kind of draw your eye in as you're coming off the road here. So I cleaned up a little bit of the terrain here and just left it kind of open with some bushes that kind of draw you into the pathway here. Added some blocks along the entryway to kind of give it a little bit more texture, a little bit more design to the outside of it. It's still kind of blocky, I'll admit, but we are limited on resources still. I do need to build a castle, but this is looking a lot better than it was. Adding the bushes, kind of the vines hanging down the sides here. I'd like to bring in more moss on the front side here, but we're just limited on what we have right now. So once we have more moss, maybe I'll come back through and touch this up a little bit more, but let's journey on into the cave. So you can see it has a nice little warm glow coming from the inside of it. It also has some texture here on the edges and on the pathway, kind of making it look like whatever's been coming in here where the grass meets the stone, it kind of brings in some dirt and everything along this pathway. So as we're coming in here, things are tight as you kind of enter in here to kind of ward off any intruders, I suppose. But then we enter in, and yeah, here we go, guys. This is the cave. As you can see, everything's kind of looking naturally, formed. There's a lot going on. I'll admit, there's a lot going on. But as you can see, everything's kind of been touched. There's a little bit of lichen just to give everything a little bit of light so that it's spawn proof for the most part. I'm pretty sure this spot wouldn't spawn anything. I'm not positive, but we added some colors with the mossy cobblestone, the tuft and everything on the ground. We added kind of this like stalagmite type deal going on here. A little bit of textures in the wall, as well as some kind of cracks in the ground, as one over there, one here. Actually, this spot look right here could use a little bit of love, but I think this looks all right. And then of course there's a little bit of a hole in the wall over here that I kind of just extended out and brought kind of a little bit of an entryway into it. But I really like the way this came out. And again, this is kind of just like a bear den, kind of like an animal den. Nothing really necessary for this other than this, but I really like this. It just adds atmosphere to the whole world, in my opinion. So yeah, pretty happy with how this came out and ready to move on to our castle. All right, so with all of our supplies ready to go, I am going to just start off by laying everything out in regular stone here and just kind of getting a base set out. I think what we're going to do is create a nice gradient of stone into cobblestone into andesite and then into some diorite. I think topping it off with some diorite is just going to make everything kind of blend into these mountains real nice towards the top of these towers and the main structures as we go. So I think I'm just going to, like I said, I'm just going to lay out everything in stone for now and get some shapes generally put together here, like I said, for these towers and things like that, bringing everything down to ground level, smoothing out the terrain, getting rid of all these flowers and stuff. So let's get ahead here a little bit and I'll bring you guys in kind of as little progress updates as we go. Okay, so one of the first things that I've decided to do here with the entryway towers is kind of create these little faces in them to kind of give a little bit of depth to everything, as well as creating the texture with the polished andesite on the corners, as well as the stone bricks throughout here. And as you can see, I'm kind of starting to transition into the cobblestone towards the top of these towers. And to kind of break up the symmetry, because right now they're pretty symmetrical, I just have one extra layer on this side than I do on this side. But I think what I'm going to do is actually extend this one a little bit taller and keep this one shorter, where this is kind of the sight line, right? Everything is kind of in the back, so you don't want to block that sight of the back, castle, by you building up this tower too tall. So I think I'm going to keep this one a little bit shorter than this one and kind of extend this into a taller peak spire at the top, and kind of just, like I said, keep this one a little bit shorter. It was at this point I decided that the best course of action was to gather up all of my stone and start laying out the basic shape that I had already placed, and then just building everything out. It was here that I decided to jump into our towers a little bit further, texturing as I go, trying to use up as much as the cobblestone and the stone brick as I could. That way we could save on cooking more stone for ourselves later. And then I moved into our third tower, getting that built out as I go as well. That way we can have everything in place. And then here I actually went into the main structure, extending the walls down to meet the ground because everything was kind of floating there at the moment. So I wanted to make sure that everything was brought down to the ground. And then I grabbed some spruce wood and started to lay out the trim of the walkway here on the border wall, just to give it a little bit of pop of color, kind of bring everything together. So now I want to go ahead and just add a bunch of these deep slate tiles all around the trim areas of these towers and the gatehouse. I think it's going to look really good. It's going to be a nice contrast from the white and the stone. I think it's going to look really, really good. Okay, so with these in place, man, I really, really love this design. Like I said, guys, the contrast between the dark, the deep slate tiles and like the gray tones, the white tones up top here. I love this contrast. I think it's such a cool little design. Adds some epicness to the towers here. And again, I'm going to be putting kind of like a spiral tower here using the birchwood and the oak wood, and then I'm going to be topping it with more deep slate tile and probably mix in some of the just regular deep slate just to give it some texture on this tower here, and then this tower as well, leaving this one without a top. And I'm going to put like a little signal fire, I think, on the top of this one just to give it some atmosphere up top there as well. But for now, I want to turn my focus to the main building. All right, things are coming along really, really well here. I'm loving the way this looks. I had to add this little piece here on the outside of the doorway just to give it some more like dimension to it. It was looking a little 2D for me, so I had to add this, give it a little third dimension. But we also started to build up this foundation to this separate building here, and I also need to start extending up this tower, obviously wrapping the walls around the main building here. I just kind of built up the face of it. So a lot of work still to go here, but everything is looking really good in my opinion. I can't wait to get the windows in here, get some lights behind them. It's going to look so nice. From there, I went into building the foundation for the secondary building as well as the walls for the main building. Slapping on our roof using the cobbled deep slate as well as the remainder of our tiled deep slate, creating a nice textured pattern on the roof. All right, and for this top section here, I actually brought in a little bit of calcite that we had gathered from a geode that we found early on, and I'm just kind of sprinkling it in here just to give your eyes something new to look at the top section of this build here, where we don't really have much going on. The windows break it up nicely, but this top third of the build, this will give it a nice little breakup of texture. And from here, I went into the tower that connects these two buildings, extending this all the way up using the same textured pattern of the stone, cobblestone, andesite, and then the diorite at the top. Okay, so we're putting the tower on here, and I'm actually out of diorite completely, and I think this is the only little bit of andesite I have left. So materials-wise, we're starting to run low. here. Man, that was not smart. But we are starting to run low on materials here, as I was saying. So yeah, I'm gonna run off to the mine. Gonna have to make up another diamond pickaxe, I think, enchant it since we have the 30 levels. Man, I hope I get silk touch on the enchant, because that would save me a lot of back and forth with smelting of the cobblestone as I tear it up, just so I can get more stone and everything. But yeah, things are starting to look really good. I'm starting to really see the the image that I had in my head come to life here. So this is pretty good. From there, it was back into the mines, gathering all the diorite and andesite that we could gather, as well as some stone and some other materials as well. From there, it was back to the castle to put on the finishing touches to our tower and build up our secondary building. Alright, so we're just about in the final stretch here, guys. We are finishing things off. I'm just going around adding a little bit more detail. So I'm adding these lanterns here. We got a couple here as well. We're adding all the windows in. So everything's looking really, really nice here. But I do have some lichen that I want to spread around kind of the outside of the perimeter wall. Got a couple more lanterns that I want to spread around as well. And I also want to build up a set of stairs here into kind of a door. That way we can access this building from the outside. You don't have to go in here all the way around through or up and down here. Oh yeah, this is another detail too. I added a couple ladders so that we can get up onto the perimeter wall. There's one back there as well. And I also think I'm not going to add anything to the top of these towers, because when you're riding up from over there, it looks so nice with just these flat top towers. So I think I'm just gonna leave it like that for now. Maybe you guys can comment in the comments to let me know if you want to see kind of the towers here on the top, or just leave it the way it is. I kind of like it both ways, but I don't also want to add the birchwood and oakwood to the top. I mean, it looks really good, but maybe if I do it, I'll just keep it diorite for the towers. But like I said, guys, let me know in the comments below what you would like to see. I like it both ways, so just let me know what you guys think. So for now, I'm just going to go ahead and finish off adding some more details to everything, like I said, and then we're gonna extend the road from that hillside way off in the distance there, all the way out to here, kind of finish off this courtyard, and we will be done for today's episode. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for me in today's episode. We got so much accomplished in today's episode, guys. We got our road extending all the way from our bridge up through the mountains here and into our castle, as well as we got some enchanted gear now, which is really nice, and we also fixed up that little cave that was off of the road. And then, of course, we built up this beautiful castle. I'm really, really happy with how this came out. This used a lot of my brain power to craft all this, but I'm really happy with the way it came out. Maybe next episode we'll do something about the interior. I'm not sure about that, but I do want to extend this road all the way down to our village. You can see the cherry blossom biome in the distance, and there's a village right here at the bottom of this hill. So I will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you so much for joining. If you did enjoy the episode, let me know in the comments below. I'm really excited to hear what you guys have to say about the castle. But till then, I'll see you guys later.